Greetings and bienvenue, Midnight Crew. Thank you for returning to this broadcast. And welcome to new viewers joining us for the first time. If you like a video, then feel free to subscribe.
Alright, I got a story about my big brother and my mom. It was in Mexico, and they believe what they saw and heard were duendes, or gnomes. People in Mexico believe a lot in them, so don't think I'm just writing this for comedy. Be my mom. Live in a poor house with 3 kids, older sister, older brother, and me, being the youngest. Everybody is asleep except mom. Hears dinner plates being thrown around and breaking in the kitchen downstairs. Thinks it's my older brother. The breaking of plates continues, and she swears she hears laughter in a high-pitched voice. Gets up and is angry, because my brother does a high-pitched voice as well. Gets the chancellor to beat his ass. Walks past our room, and he is sitting there looking scared. What the fuck is going on, .gif. Gets a broom. We were poor, so we didn't have weapons except for kitchen knives. Goes downstairs while my brother walks behind her. The stairs are made of cement, so no noises unless you stomp. Gets to the kitchen doorway, and the little moonlight creates shadows of people. Little bro waits at the top of the stairs, scared. The shadows show small-ass people, probably the size of a football, grabbing the plates and throwing them across the kitchen. A plate is about the same size as the little fuckers. Mom starts panicking. Stupid-ass little bro comes down and mom angrily whispers at him to go back up. Turns back to the kitchen door and sees the shadows stopped moving. A plate gets thrown at her. She cries, and the fuckers start laughing while they run away. She said she could hear the footsteps, as if they were full-grown people. Nopes back upstairs and gets everyone to sleep together. She eventually told the neighbors, and to her surprise, they believed her. They told her that they usually come to play with kids and then lure them away. This was screwed up because my brother did a high-pitched voice, and she thought it was him whom they were visiting. We later got a dog, a beautiful little guy, because the neighbors suggested it. All neighbors had several cats and dogs. Anyways, since we were poor, we couldn't afford shots and checkups for the dog at the vet, so we never took him. Mexico anyways, so many stray dogs. I got 2 more little stories about the dog and my cousin having to do with the little fuckers. Be me. Be about 5. Playing with the dog. Still a puppy. About 4 months. He looks like a wolf kinda. Just brown with a mixture of gray. Also one eye green, the other kinda red. Loved the dog so much I would cuddle with it to sleep. Mom tells me the dog has to stay outside now, 'cause of fleas from the neighbors' dogs and cats. Be a whiny bitch, 'cause it's my buddy. Mom forces me, but it makes me feel better, 'cause I notice we are fenced, but with concrete walls. The dog won't run away. That first night, the dog starts whimpering out loudly. Hear yelling and then laughter every time the dog yells out in pain. Get up from bed. Wake up, Mom. She runs downstairs and goes outside. Hear her yelling and she brings the dog inside. The doggy has several deep cuts in its legs and on its snout. Mom tells me another dog came in and attacked it. She told me that 'cause I didn't know about the gnomes until I got older. She told me that she saw the fuckers chasing it with a sharp stick made to look like a spear. The doggy stayed inside forever until Grandpa took it. Another one. Be me. Same age. Visiting one of many uncles, Mom's brother. If you're Mexican, you know we shoot out kids like bullets. Mom and Uncle start talking about grown-up shit. Overhear that we are gonna move 'cause they keep coming back. Uncle tells Mom to move with Grandpa. Anyways, I start playing with my cousin and his Tonka truck. Little cousin, we call him Chingy, starts running around and screaming, having fun. Ignore him 'cause I'm putting dirt on the Tonka truck. He tells me to join him, and El Nino, or the boy. Chingy, go play by yourself. He insists that I come play with him. I say no, and he's about to cry. I say fine, and go with the cunt. He says the boy likes playing with dogs. He says he liked my dog. Nope. We get to where he was playing with the boy, and find nothing. Mom starts calling out to us, and Chingy says goodbye to the boy, and I hear laughing coming from a small dirt hill several feet away from us. Nope. .jpg. Last one. Be me. Be 6 now. Saying goodbye to Grandpa and my doggy cause I'm about to go to the USA. He tells me he tied up my dog way back in the fields 'cause he ate a chicken. That's my boy. He tells me that someone always goes to mess with him and cut the rope so he gets loose but never runs away. Says one day he heard doggy barking non-stop and heard yelling. Looks out the window and sees small animals run into a bush near where my dog was. Says they ran on 2 legs. When he goes to check on the dog 'cause he got loose, he sees blood on his mouth. Thinks it's the dog bleeding. Finds a small body. Sees a puncture wound on the arm of the doll. The hair and face looks too real. Nope. Says he kept the doll, but then burned it once he had feelings that it always watched him and Grandma sleep. Weeks later, all his crops died out and chickens died, but says other farmers found similar dolls to it and they burned them. Says he's sure it was the gnomes. They followed us to his house. In 2007, he visited us here in the USA and told us that our dog usually had trouble at night sleeping, so he brought it inside and it slept on the floor at the end of his bed. He says he always heard laughing, and a horse he had always went crazy. My dog would always look up at the door, and then go to his side of the bed and sleep next to him on the floor, after whimpering a lot. Grandpa says to this day my dog is old now, but still gets up at night and comes next to him with a worried look on his face and still whimpers. I forgot to put the name of my dog in the first 2 posts, so I just didn't post it, 'cause it would be confusing to have a post with his name than others without it. Doggy's name was Beethoven, 'cause we loved the movies. Anyways, Grandpa, like I said, still hears the animals go crazy from time to time, but none get injured. He bought rifles and pistols to defend the farm in case something bad does happen one day. My bet is that they came to us because of my brother, and they stayed once we got the dog, and they've been trying to kidnap it or kill it since then. Beethoven is old, so he might be gone soon, so hopefully they go away. Shit's crazy, though. The first experience was the worst, but luckily it wasn't me.
I was on a trip to St. Petersburg, Russia, and I was walking around the city, sightseeing, the usual. I turned the corner of one of the streets and saw a bunch of homeless drunks. At least that's what they looked like, until further inspection revealed that it was actually a bunch of artists. I chose one who drew in really pretty pastel chalk and sat down. He was really taciturn, didn't say much, and was pretty gruff, and the chair I sat on was really uncomfortable. My back was facing towards the main road, so I couldn't really see what was going on behind me. I kept shifting in my chair, and then I felt someone jab me in the shoulder 2 to 3 times. Being already on edge, I quickly turned around and saw that there was nobody near me at all. The man finished my portrait. I paid him and then told my friend about what happened. She laughed and said that a ghost followed me from Peterhof, the old palace we visited beforehand. And that portrait, well, I never really felt like looking at it afterwards when I was still in Russia, even though I spent a lot of money on it. And it was masterfully done. I opened it when I got back in the States and hung it in my room, and the eyes always seemed to follow me. So I took it down. I folded it up and stashed it somewhere.
17, working as a plumber's apprentice. Get a call to go check out the system in this old abandoned church. The owner wanted to sell the place and needed it to be up to code. Unlock the door and walk in. Dust everywhere on everything. It was the afternoon, so sunlight came through in beams through the dark stained glass windows. Everything fashioned in red. Red carpet, drapes, pews. Make our way down to the basement, roughly the same size as the upper floor. Very large with tons of cement support pillars. Completely dark, no light from the stairs to the boiler room. The boiler room was on the opposite side of the basement. Forced to walk through darkness to get to the little light bulb in the small room. Start working when we get blasted with light. turn around to find all these huge fluorescent lights illuminating the basement. Walk around and find a light switch in the corner. Oh shit. Maybe they are also motion sensitive. Go back to work, and about a minute later the lights go off. Finish up and head upstairs. Look at the light switch to find it in the off position, opposite to how we left it when the lights came on. Being on edge, we push past each other to get up the stairs. Cold chill down my back out of 10. Anyway, we got out and locked the door. After a few minutes, the owner showed up, and after giving him the okay, we chatted with him. Here's the kicker. Apparently, the church's pastor shot and killed 2 homeless kids for trying to steal food in the basement pantry. The church dissolved after he was arrested, and the place was boarded up. I guess the place is notorious for lights going on and off and people hearing noises.
17-year-old me. Volunteer weekends at the local zoo. The zoo is built on the grounds of a castle circa Norman conquest. Usually got put in charge of the castle education area, as I was the only volunteer who could remember dates properly. Average day meant talking to people about the castle, had some replica weapons and armor, etc. People could walk through large parts of the castle, see exhibits, etc. Off-season I was on my own most days, sometimes 4 hours with no visitors. Only the entrance has windows and natural light. Every so often I would get a spooky feeling, so I would walk from one end of the castle to the other, or have a break outside to get rid of the nasty feeling. Eventually got used to it, found I was talking to myself a lot, started singing to myself to keep cheer. Hear a massive clatter. Shit, some kid is messing with the exhibits again. Go to the room where armor and stuff is. It's all fine, but the music that plays through the castle starts skipping. Go into the electrical and storage room. Needs a passcode to get in. A suit of armor is on the floor. The frame is so heavy I can barely lift it back into place. Hear someone walking outside the door. Hey, can you give me a hand with this? No one helps. I struggle to get it standing and stick my head out the door. No one there. Nope, out of there.
The following is a true story experienced by my younger brother, our friend, and myself. Be Norwegian, live in an area with a lot of woodland that dates back 1,000 years. Tons of local burial mounds and old settlements, very popular with tourists. These forests have seen things like the slaughter of 20+ Norwegian men by the hands of Danish soldiers when they were asleep. Various other murders, thefts, wars, several bomb craters from World War II, and much more. Our apartment complex is located smack dab in the middle of these woods with a small store not too far away. Our mother went on vacation to visit relatives in the US. My brother and I were both 17 and stayed home with our stepfather. Stepfather works in shifts. This week he had the night shift from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. It's Friday night. Our friend is spending the night. We're sitting in my younger brother's room playing the PS2. It's around 1 a.m. We hear our mother call Lars, "Kom ned." Lars, come down. Our place is a large 2-story apartment. My brother gets up to see what she wants. Halfway out his bedroom door, we all three realize Mom isn't even home. My brother does a 180, closes and locks the door. The fuck.jpg. My friend asks who that was. We don't fucking know. Whoever it was sounded just like Mom. I call my stepdad. No answer. He's busy. We're sitting there trying to figure out what it was or who, and are a bit freaked out as our mother is in the States, Dad is at work. We have no one else in the house but us three. Decide that we all go downstairs to check it out, being now 1:30 a.m. The lights are all off except for the upstairs hallway light. Look down the relatively long stairway, it's pitch black. Jar. Suddenly hear strange footsteps like someone in slippers brushing their feet on the floor quickly as they walk. Nope. NSB. No. All three of us run back into the room, lock it, and continue to freak out. We're standing there totally still, not sure what the fuck is happening. I lean down on the floor and put my ear down. My brother's room is over the living room. Hear what sounds like mumbling. Ask our friend and my brother to listen. We're all startled by a bang on the ceiling, our floor. What the fuck? PSD. Freak out. Grab random shit to protect ourselves with. Call stepfather again, no answer. Sit totally still until 7:15. Hear the front door open, hear our stepfather start making coffee and going through the fridge. Go downstairs cautiously, look in the living room to our right. Absolutely nothing. Go into the kitchen. Oh, you guys are up, hungry? Says stepdad. Forget trying to explain anything to him. Go back upstairs and sleep hard. To this day, we have no clue what happened. All our doors were locked. No one else was home. Found out recently our neighbors have experienced something similar. Their names being called by people not there.
I work at a place that puts on wedding receptions and occasionally other events at an old convent. A few months ago, we switched to using the old convent dormitories as a storage room. Everyone that goes in there gets the creeps, and people start talking about seeing weird shit or whatever. It so happens that these rooms never had electricity installed. One night at about 2 a.m., as we are packing up, a co-worker and I walk a cart carrying a few hundred kilos of equipment and laundry over to the entrance of the dorms. We grab a laundry bag each and take it inside. This takes probably 20 seconds. When we walk outside again, the cart is about 50 meters away over by another door. Scared the shit out of me, I think the other guy too. The cart was noisy, and as the only two guys working, nobody else would have been able to move it in time. Definitely not the girls on that night, and certainly not without making any noise. Scary shit, but we finished anyway. That room gives me the creeps. I'll never go in there alone.
Be some of the last people in Six Flags. Everyone is too tired to wait in line anymore. Leave at like 1:30 a.m. Everyone piles in the car, 6 of us in total. Friend Hunter had a Red Bull, so he's driving, and I can usually push myself to stay awake, so I navigate roads and traffic. Yes, traffic at like 2 a.m. Fuck Atlanta. Everyone but me and my friend passes out. Keep hearing voices the entire way out of town. Random stuff about rides and hats. Keep turning around. Everyone is asleep. Get out of Atlanta and take backwoods roads home because of traffic. Hear Mel scream about someone stealing her purse. Turn around. All of my what.jpg. Big ass thing with whitish gray skin covered in scars with a deformed skull, and everything looks like it's disjointed. This thing has an external cardiovascular system. Black veins loosely connected to the skin and throbbing. Having a goddamn staring contest with this thing. Don't freak out, more concerned about how I'm probably hallucinating than the presence of this thing. Turn around and ask Hunter to remind me not to look in the back again. Explain what I'm seeing. He doesn't see it and says I should probably go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Periodically look into the back. The thing appears to have no malevolent intentions, just sitting there, enjoying the ride or some shit. Eventually disappears before we get home. When we got home, just about everyone said I looked completely wrecked. Hunter informed everyone of what had happened. Hunter and I proceeded to crash immediately after walking in the door. Nothing weird involving that freaking bastard happened for the rest of the night, and I have yet to see him again.
Grandma lived in a village that is at the bottom of the lake now, and I believe that's for a reason. I always hear that the whole village was haunted and people saw weird things all the time. Be Grandma, be 8-ish years old, in the woods with Mom and Aunt, gets bored, sees this boy around the same age, weird clothing and bare feet, he's that poor, going to play with the boy 'cause nothing better to do. He runs away. Hey, wait! He stops. She comes a little closer to him. He runs away. Being a stupid kid, she chases him. Every time she thinks she lost him, he shows up and waits a little, then runs again. It's getting late. This time she lost him for good. Realizes she's lost too and it's going to be dark very soon. Cries in fear. Mum and Aunt finally find her. Gets yelled at. Tells them about the boy. They didn't see him. Gives a description of how he looked and of his weird clothing. They look at each other. Hear about a leshy, or evil from the woods. Apparently, he is known for kidnapping kids and getting people lost in the woods. People from the village said they saw one nearby. They never go to pick raspberries from that place again. Be Grandma at age 12, home alone with her baby sister. Mum is at the doctor with her little brother. Dad is working at the barn. Hear Mum's voice from outside. "Anon, open the door." The knob moves violently. Something is off. No way Mum came back so early. Nope.jpg. She's going to open the door anyway because maybe something bad happened. Feels a strong push, like someone pushed her away or the door suddenly got a force field. Nope's hard. Not going near that door. Everything goes silent. She sits with her baby sister in the farthest corner of the room. Mum comes back 3 hours later. She asks if Mum called her. What? Mum just came back. Besides, she wouldn't call her from behind the door because she has the key. Then who was door? They both go to the aunt's house to ask if it was her calling. Maybe she came to check on them. She didn't. That feeling when they remember the story from the woods. Evil didn't give up on you, little one. Grandma was told never to open the door to anyone, even family members, when she is home alone, and to never ever follow the voice that's calling her from a distance, or it will get her.
All right. This happened to me a few days ago. Haven't visited /x/ for about a year, but this experience made me think of you guys. Been lurking for a few days, waiting for an opportunity to share it with all of you. Maybe this is nothing, but I had never experienced anything like this before. It's rather hard to explain, so bear with me. Forgive me if I have trouble putting this into words. Be a few days ago. Taking a nap after getting home from work. Slept through the alarm I had set for 8 p.m. Wake up at around 11 p.m. or so. Feeling really refreshed and energized from my long sleep. Look over at my cell phone. Around 4 text messages from my girlfriend wondering what I was up to. Text her back, telling her that I had just had the most relaxing nap of my life. Realize I had forgotten to feed my dog dinner. Jump out of bed and rush to the door of my bedroom. Open the door to my room and poke my head out. Suddenly, I'm not looking into my house. I'm looking into a schoolyard or something along those lines. Teenagers playing jump rope and foursquare. They all stop and look up at me. Every single one of them has this look on their face, a look of disbelief or bewilderment. I get the feeling that I'm doing something wrong, that I shouldn't be there. I want to leave them alone, let them go back to their games in peace, but I cannot look away from them. All of a sudden, I snap out of it. Slam the door shut. I'm shaken and feel weak. Go back to my bed and pick up my cell phone. Wonder if I was dreaming that entire time. Check my text messages. The text I sent my girlfriend was there. Must not have been dreaming. The strangest part was that when I opened the door to my bedroom and didn't see the rest of my house, it didn't feel unnatural. It didn't feel weird to me at first that I was looking out onto a schoolyard instead of the hallway that's outside my bedroom. Maybe I'm becoming a schizo. Maybe it was a mini stroke or something. Has anyone else ever experienced something like this?
I got one. Be me age 18. I'm home alone listening to my iPod with those memory foam earbuds. Groove.gif. Feel something brush my shoulder like a finger poke. Spin around to see nothing but my closet open a crack. My heart begins to pound. I get up fast and rip my closet door open. Nothing but clothes. I make sure that I shut my closet door and even rattle the handle a little to make sure it clicked and won't open by mistake. Decide that I should grab some food. Making my way to the kitchen when I notice that my hallway closet door is open a crack too. My stomach is in a knot. Flick the light on and rip open the closet again. Nothing. But I felt cold air hit my face. Nope. I then shut that door and did the same thing as before. I'm now feeling rather nervous this time, so I decided to take my music out of my ears and check all the windows and doors real quick. I also proceed to turn small lights on here and there in my house. Lock the kitchen windows. Check. Lock the bathroom window. Check. Lock the back door. Check. I start walking towards my front door to see that it also was open a crack. Starts panicking a little. Leaves the front porch light on and shuts and double locks that door. Now, to be fair, when I say open a crack, I don't mean like it was just resting against the door frame, like it was open enough to be peeking through. I quickly grabbed some cereal because fuck being in my kitchen for too long. Start speed walking back to my room. Round the corner towards my room. Jump backwards and scream a little .gif. The hallway door that I just shut was wide open, and I could see a dark figure standing there. It was hazy and faint, but it was there. It quickly vanishes. All of my nope. Throw the cereal in the sink and grab my shoes and coat. Jog over to my friend's house and spend the night like a little wuss. Mom calls me around 3 hours later when she gets home from work. Hey Anon, where did you go? All the doors were left open and the windows unlocked. Feel my blood go cold. Apologize to Mom and say that I'll be home later. I stayed at my friend's house for like 2 days.
I didn't believe my house was haunted till my own personal experience. My senses were realizing I need to get the fuck out of that house. B16. Home alone because parents were away and my brother was at a friend's house. Staying with my cocker spaniel doggy, watching TV at 1:30 a.m., starting to crash out, until the thick garage door flew open by itself. The garage door is hard to open sometimes. Wasn't windy in Texas. My cocker spaniel stares very hard at the garage door and starts to whine loudly. Time to be Sherlock Holmes to investigate. I enter the dark garage room. Not enough light to see perfectly, so I only see dim light. Hear someone crying but weakly. I turn to face the corner to see this little girl sitting facing back wearing a red dress. Holy shit. I sprint out and close the door, get my dog, and just nope out of there. As I get some stuff to leave to stay at my best friend's house, I see little small handprints on the garage window. Not today, honey boo-boo. See ya. After my parents came home, I told them about what had happened. Their faces turned pale because they say when it's the middle of the night they'll hear someone talking in the garage room. At first they thought it was my older brother bringing his buddies, but they always find him in his room. So my house is pretty much spooky.
Be me 13, live in northern Mexico. My father works as the engineer of a grupo, band. I travel a lot with him. The musicians pamper me. They buy chocolates, candies and stuff. After every concert, the stuff is packed, put in the trucks, and we sail to the next point. Every goddamn trip is during midnight. Everyone is telling spooky stories. Witches, gnomes, ghosts, chupacabra, skinwalker, UFOs, aliens, etc. We are in the desert this time. Nothing at the sides, neither in front nor behind us. No trees, no animals, just these dry, dead-looking plants in the distance and the hills. They start talking about a haunted church they once visited. There is this small hill, and the church is at the top. It has been abandoned since 20 years ago, locked from the inside with chains and padlocks. Everyone in the nearby town knows that the church is haunted. Kids, teens, and drunks usually go there to smoke, drink, usual kid activities. During the night, one can hear dogs barking at the church, screams coming from it, and strange lights from the broken windows. During the story, the pilot screams, and we are all shocked. They hit him in the head for scaring us, and he pale as bone points to the highway. We see a pale woman in white rags in the sand with a small glow. Everyone gets pale. We just keep looking at her while we advance. 1 kilometer later, we see this huge white owl flying just next to us. Everyone starts screaming about witches. The owl then starts gaining speed until it disappears. We shut up until we reach the hotel. Every goddamn time we are on the road at night, they won't talk about the witch.
Me, my close buddy, and our girlfriends attend our high school senior prom. Afterwards, we plan to spend the night at his girlfriend's dad's house. Her parents were separated, and her dad was a cool, laid-back dude who knew us all well, so he was cool with it. Unfortunately, we were good kids, so there was no booze or drugs involved that night. If there were, at least I would have some excuse for what happened. I must also add that 2 of her cousins, one slightly older and one slightly younger than us, were currently living there as well, but neither of them were home that night. These cousins would change residences frequently between their separated parents and this home. So we ended up hanging out and crashed around 2:30 a.m. or so. I was tossing and turning for a bit because I was angry I didn't get laid until I hear a little girl giggle. It sounded like she was in the room with us. Think to myself, I must be hearing things. There is no way that was a child. I turned towards the clock. 3:04 a.m. Aw, shit. At this point, I begin trying to rationalize what is going on. I was, and still am, a supernatural believer, and well aware of the devil's hour. But I remember for some reason not being scared at the moment. I knew there must be a good explanation for what I heard. I began checking my bases. My girlfriend was already asleep, so I can't ask her if she heard it. I wondered if, for some ridiculous reason, there was a child outside, but I knew that was ridiculous since we were on the 2nd floor, and it's pitch black at 3 a.m. I stood up on the bed and looked out to the surrounding yards anyways for peace of mind. Of course, nothing. Thought to myself that although I knew everyone else was already asleep, and I could hear no other noise, it must have been a TV in another room, or something of that sort. Now that my mind was distracted from not getting laid, I was able to fall asleep without thinking twice about the creepy-ass laughing since I solved the case. Fast forward about 3 years later. I was home from college for the holidays, and I ran into my buddy's, now ex-girlfriend, at the mall. We exchanged numbers to keep in touch since we were pretty close in high school. We ended up spending a lot of time together, and somehow the story came up. She casually began to tell me that the younger cousin who was living there at the time was followed by a little girl's spirit. What the fuck? Thanks, lady. She was unsure of the details, ghost, spirit, demon, etc., but said that she has followed the younger cousin to every residence she has lived.
This happened about 10 years ago, and both of us still get freaked out by it. Go on vacation with parents and my cousin. We stop over in Gettysburg for a few days to see the battlefield, etc. One night after my parents were asleep, my cousin and I, being the stupid teens we were, decided to sneak out and wander around town because we were bored. After a few minutes, we realize it's a boring little town, nothing to do. He gets the idea to sneak onto the battlefield. Nope. He was a few years older and eventually forced me to go with him. Get onto the battlefield, it's spooky dark, windy, cold. We walk around and can't see shit, constantly stumbling around. Walking around when we hear what sounds like musket fire. Nope, nope, nope. I'm ready to leave at this point because I don't want to see no ghosts. Cousin says, it's just fireworks. Horse shit. Keep walking around and then hear what I can only assume is a cannon, a loud boom that sounded close by. I'm freaking out, and even my cousin is starting to get nervous. We begin to head back towards the lights in the town. As we walk, we hear a bugle call and shouting behind us. We start running, make it back to town and back to the hotel. My dad woke up and chewed us out for sneaking out. We told him what happened. He, believing in ghosts, etc., told us to go to bed and try to forget it.
First of all, I've been always fascinated by the occult and practiced some strange things, but not the known satanic bullshit and related something different, partially made myself. This will be kind of lengthy. Some events that started since a certain moment. Be around 17 at my girlfriend's home, countryside Romania. Go into the cemetery with some people and a dog, drinking beer and black metal music, didn't drink. Me performing some ritual far away. M. Ford rituals, all goes well until a noise. Non-drinking people feel cold, more noises. Girlfriend gets scared of me, claims she saw white entities near me. Look around, didn't see anything. The dog gets scared. People get scared for no reason, then a weird sound. Still to this day, I can't figure out what that sound was. It was strange, animal type, like a horse mixed with a goat. Check the internet for all animal sounds there are. Didn't find anything similar. Get scared too, didn't finish the ritual. We run out of the cemetery and back home. On the street, something seemed to follow us. Reach home and my girlfriend decided to break up with me. Too many strange things and I'm not human, her claim. CrocodileTear.png, got upset and angry thinking about burning everything around. Next day she tells me she had a weird dream where I was burning many things. Pokerface.png, got a call from some people that were with us telling that someone set fire to the trees in the cemetery last night. We got scared and didn't go to see what it was about. Ex-girlfriend and me get into an argument. Electricity suddenly stops and she faints. All there. What the fuck? After she regains consciousness, she becomes scared of me. From that time, she changed drastically in every aspect. I leave and return home. Some months pass, and the one time we got in touch again, we ended up arguing. Got angry, an electric line caught fire on the street, power went down. Since that time, every time I sleep, I sense something either entering or coming out of my solar plexus, and it scares me every time I have to sleep before 4 a.m. It's 3:43 a.m. now.
I hope that you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you enjoyed tonight's story, then please subscribe to the channel, as more Greentext will appear daily. A new broadcast will appear when the clock strikes midnight Central Time.